Okay. Hi, my name is Tan. I'm from Artemis Oracle. I just want to do just a random reading. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. I have these love oracle cards that came out earlier today when I was doing when I was shuffling. It was part of the pre-shuffle. The first card I have is new love, honeymoon phase, childlike, moving on, new beginning. Then we have the jealousy, better option, unhappy, deserve better. Surrender, letting go, release, give up, or giving up, patience. Then divine timing, wrong timing, stalemate, perfect timing, waiting. Addiction, toxic attachment, drugs, alcohol, obsession. Just letting you see that. And between the lines, hidden meaning, vague, speculate, implicit. So from what I'm getting, love, some of you may be meeting somebody new. Some of you may have experienced some past situations where things weren't going the way you wanted to. You probably were trying to hold on, try to make the best of the situation, but you're ultimately decided that things weren't working out the way you things weren't happening the way you kind of expected to. Whatever is supposed to happen is going to happen when it's supposed to happen. It's the right time. There may have been some addictions, some negative behaviors, habits that have, but it's like you're at this cross point now. You may be deciding whether or not you want to surrender, you want to move on from a situation. Like you may have one foot out the door, is what I'm getting, because there may be something unclear about. You know, there's things that you may be speculating about, and it could be about something, some addictions, whatever the addiction can be. But there also could be a toxic attachment. Maybe some of you are you're experiencing or your past relationships, there may have been some toxic attachments, you know. But it also mentions drugs, alcohol, obsession. And then we have the grass is greener. If you look at the new love and divine timing here, I have this tarot cards that kind of blocking the way. But we have new love and divine timing. It's like saying you will meet the person that you're meant to meet at the right time. You know, it's something that you can't manipulate. I'm getting Wheel of Fortune. It's like things have to balance out within your life, within your personal life, even within yourself, that before anything new can come in, you know? And it's like what I say, if you're at this place where you are like overwhelmed, you're stressed, you have too many distractions, you have a lot of things going on that you're not able to value what's in front of you, then you're going to miss an opportunity. Now, with the grass is greener and addiction coming out, it's like you have to be patient with yourself and allow yourself the grace of this transition as you move away from something. Because if this addiction is one that's personal, like within you, where you have toxic attachments, you may even have some personal addictions, and addictions don't necessarily have to do with substances, but it could also be with their mindset. It could be about your behavior and your beliefs that are negative, that are can create blockages. You know, so it's like once you get past whatever obstructions you may be coming across, you'll see things will improve, that things will get better. But it's a matter of you releasing, letting go, you know, because as long as you keep yourself tied to certain things, certain people, and certain places, you're not going to be allowed to, you're going to be continuously weighed down and unable to release yourself from situations or release situations themselves. You know, it's going to take a matter of patience self-patience, even patience for another person. I think it's more personal where you have to release, let go, be patient with yourself as you're going through this transition. You know, some of you may have this belief that you don't deserve better for yourself. And that's something that you have to release. You know, you do deserve better because that is an option, especially if you were experiencing relationships or situationships or any type of interactions with romantic partners that, because addictions are unhealthy. At the bottom of the deck, we have change, and change is about, like it says, regeneration, growth, metamorphosis, cycles. We're still in Scorpio season. Scorpio season will be ending this week. And third, I think it's the 23rd. Let me check just to be sure. But we're still currently in Scorpio season, and with that, that's this is the time where you need this. These are the times that you're going to have to release things, which is with the surrender, release toxicity, release negativity, release beliefs, habits are no longer serving, are dead weight to you. You know, you it's like, and we're also in the snake year. So it's like shedding that old skin, you know, moving away from what isn't going to be to you in your next phase. So let me see when Sagittarius season starts. November 22nd, according to this. Okay, so there's certain changes that look underneath as ex-lover, memories, the past, old flame, nostalgia. So maybe some of you are growing certain things or the certain ways that you were connecting with people in the past. It's time to get away from the past, move away from the past. Understand that you can't change the past, you know, and you need to allow yourself the opportunity to open up, because this is love. This is love oracle deck. You know, open yourself to meeting up with new people, interacting with other people, you know, so that you can have the things that you want, whether it's a family, you know, you're starting to develop romantic feelings and you're just, it could be that, like you could be meeting some, and this person is going to be different than what you've experienced in the past. Maybe healthier, maybe someone who isn't weighed down by the past, maybe doesn't have too much baggage. And I think the older you get, the more baggage you attain. But then it's like you have to realize what is worth carrying with you. You know, if you're going to carry something with you, you're going to have to look at the value of it. And the value, the weight of the value, the continue carrying. And if it's something that it doesn't have value, then there's something you have to consider releasing, you know? Something needs to change. Oh, let's see. You know, there was a deck I wanted to take out that I haven't used in a minute. It was the, hope it's here. I haven't used it in a while. It's the Romance Angels cards. Yes, here you are. Romance Angels. Romance Angels. So let's go into the Romance Angels. Let's see what's going on. What messages they have that may relate to the situation that you may resonate with. I don't want to look at the cards yet. I just want to see what comes out before we look in the cards. Okay, that card fell. Anything else? Okay, we got a couple cards. At the bottom of the deck, we have honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So some of you may be needing to take some some time with whoever you may be with or who you may be meeting. First card is children. Your love life is being affected by children. So there may be children involved in this situation that may be interfering with your relationship, or maybe interfering in the future when you do meet somebody. You have to make the effort, but it's in the reverse. And it says great love is worth taking those steps to get it to take. So someone isn't making the effort at all with that in the reverse. And that may be something that you've experienced in the past, because, and with, it could be because of the issues with children. You know, true love, this is the romance of a lifetime. And very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. You know, this card, it reminds me of what I believe. And what's true. You have to know exactly what you want in order for it to come to you. If you don't know what you want, there's going to be a lot of confusion. And if you believe in manifestation, if you believe in working with the universe and trying to be in alignment with the universe so that you can receive what it is you want, to be clear and concise about what exactly it is, because the universe cannot make decisions that for you, you know, because if you're not sure about what you want, then whatever's being offered to you is just like, you know, you may not want, you know, and you have to be clear and concise. So clearly decide what it is you want so that comes to you now. A true love of a lifetime. So you may be meeting someone new, and they may have children. You may have children. Maybe someone may be acting childish. You know, it could be that too. But the children may be the reason why there isn't, and the doesn't necessarily mean right now and that's brand new. It could be somebody that's still new, like you're starting a relationship with them. But the new love card does say honeymoon phase. We have the honeymoon card at the bottom of the deck, right? But it also says on a new beginning. So a new beginning could be, meaning you can have a new beginning with a new person, or you can have a brand new beginning with someone you're with. So you could take that as resonates. You know, because that we look at it from that aspect, this person is going to realize, someone's going to realize that greener on the other side, you know, and whatever issues, whatever toxicities, whatever addictions, whatever bad habits, any interferences, third parties, and that doesn't necessarily have to be people. It could be, okay, I had to use an alternate means of, hopefully that helps. You're going to see my finger. Get that out. Let me see something. There was a bit of a disruption. All right. So like I was saying, that may, you know, like you may be dealing with somebody new. Certain things need to be released in order for that to be in the beginning. If it is a person that you're already dealing with, someone that's still brand new to you, you know, like your relationship you're still haven't like solidified things. It's still new. But it's like everything has to work out in the right time. When it says surrender and patience, you have to be patient with this person, or the person has to be patient with you, especially if you've gone through things in the past that are interfering with the relationship, or maybe an hindrance. But like this is like making the effort, and children, there may be children involved in the situation that can be the reason why things aren't moving the way they're meant to. You know, this relationship, whether it's one that you're continuing or is a brand new love, you know, because I do have to throw that out there. This is a true love relationship. There is love, there is care, there is tenderness, there's romance. You know, there is a connection there. And it's interesting how these two figures are, well, these are romance angels, but you see both of these cards show a woman leaning on a man. The images are very similar if you think about it. You know, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you. So whatever it is, you know, like it can't come to you, but it's just there needs to be some changes, and the change has to do with surrendering addictions, surrendering anything that can be a hindrance. I would say it's kind of hard to surrender a child, so, but it's just like your love life is being affected. So somebody has a child, you can have a child, they can have a child, you both have children, you may be even married to each other, you know, but this is about either connecting with someone new or reconnecting with someone you've already have a connection with, you know. I think some of you may not need to, like it says new beginning. Some people may need to like go back to what it was before. Like the honeymoon phase is where you're flirting, you're having fun, you're being childlike, you're enjoying each other's company, you're freely expressing your love to each other. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. If this is a new person, you may want to, oh, this is funny, release your ex. So it could be a past situation that is affecting this situation where it needs to be released. Like someone may be still holding on to an ex, but it could be that the person is holding on to things that happened with a past person, and that could be a hindrance and it could be a person that they had a child with, but it's like going back to this place where you can be the way you used to be. Your relationship could go back to what it used to be. It's like re-meeting your partner. Now I'm going to take out this deck. This, is this the deck? No. Where is it? This is really cute love deck that I haven't really been using, but it has this card called Re-Meet Your Partner. And now it's in my mind. I see it. I remembered it. I feel like I have to shift these cards over. Let me put this over here. So let's see what comes out. I need room. Okay. What messages does the collective need to know at this time? What messages does the collective need to know at this time? Let me check the audio, make sure you can hear me. Because of that disconnection I saw happening. Not cool. Let me see. That disconnection I saw happening. Not cool. Let me see. All right, I'm just a little quiet now. Okay, so let me put the music back on. Okay, so let me put the music back on. All right, so what other messages does the collective need to know? What other messages does the collective need to know? With the Deep Love Oracle. These are really cute cards. I don't get to use them that much. I have a lot of Love Oracle cards that I haven't really been using. Okay. Any messages for the collective? Any messages for the collective? Expression. Words are the messengers of the soul. Express your deepest love and care. We did see that at the bottom of the deck. Anchor. Trust in the anchor of the relationship. Steady and firm. I love anchors. I would love to. I want an anchor charm so bad. It's something I wanted since I was a child, actually. Resonance. Find resonance in shared frequencies. Feel each other's heartbeat in sync. So that's when it makes me think about music. Resonance. So there may be a connection with music. Anchors may be significant. For me, anchors are the symbol of grounding, but it could be a negative or a positive thing. Anchors can help keep you steady, but also anchors can weigh you down. And I did mention that in order to kind of free yourself from something, you had to release any burdens, any heavy weights, that may be blocking new love from coming in, or even allowing a relationship to progress. But I was hoping the Re-Meet Your Partner would come up, but we got chain. Loyalty is the chain that links you together, unbreakable. So that's something we need to look into. Keep these cards over here. Oh, look, I don't know if you see that card right here, metamorphosis. Every transformation in a relationship heralds a rebirth. And we have new beginning with new love. Look at this. Look at my elbow. See, metamorphosis. We have new beginning, rebirth, and then we have change, regeneration, growth, metamorphosis, cycles. So, like this relationship may be going through a cycle right now. I feel like that there's a bond between you and this person, or this is going to be a relationship where there is going to be a strong bond. There is going to be a strong bond, but let me fix this. Oh, that was so funny that the metamorphosis card was. See, butterflies may be significant too. Okay, that card came out. That's the Six of Cups. So this has to do with past situation, past love situation. And then we did have the children are affecting your love life is being affected by children, right? And then we do see a child here. This is about nostalgia. Then we have the Seven of Wands. Someone is keeping their boundaries up, but they have their defenses up for some reason. They may be protecting themselves and protecting their child. We also have 6 and 7, even though they're different suits. We have 6 of Cups with the 7 of Wands. Anything else? That card just fell. I'm glad I have thick thighs because I caught it. Okay, Page of Pentacles, but somebody's not communicating. You know, somebody's holding back from something, holding back from giving an offer, holding back from investing. And or someone's holding back from accepting an offer or message. Because remember, all the pages are messengers. But this is a Page of Pentacles. So Page of Pentacles, we have the Two of Swords. Yeah, someone is confused. They're trying to figure out exactly what they should do, what they should think, what they should feel. But it's more so like they're blocking out any external influences so that they can go within and trust their intuition. It's kind of like someone is going into High Priestess mode. Because when you're in the Two of Swords, you're by yourself. So it's like Hermit, you're by yourself. Because you see, she's alone. And she's trying to gain an understanding or about an ending with the Ten of Swords. Maybe trying to figure out what is it that she should be thinking, you know? And it's funny because you see that there's a rainbow coming out of her head. There's like this, like the positive thoughts and then the negative thoughts. It's like, what is the negative or positive of this ending? We do have the Metamorphosis card, Metamorphosis. We have change. It'll be interesting to see if the Death card comes out. But something's definitely ended, and somebody's trying to gain some understanding about an ending. Maybe someone's trying to accept the ending itself and trying to see the blessing in it, you know. But it could be hard depending on how deep the emotions were. Some of you may feel like this is like, we did see the true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. 6 of Cups can also indicate like soulmate energy. So some of you may feel like this person is a soulmate to you. Someone that you think is a grounded person. Someone that you want to see growth and change with. You want to see a transformation. Okay. Tell us about the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and the Sun. Yeah, someone's trying to juggle. Trying to find a way so that I feel like someone's trying to juggle, try to figure out how to be happy, how to find happiness, how to be happy, how they can balance things out so that they can keep everyone happy. At the bottom of the deck was the Ace of Swords. So I was trying to get clarity about something, but like I said, it's like trying to figure out a solution, trying to figure out a way to find balance. And we have the Three of Wands. This is about, you know, the Three of Wands is about you've already decided on something, you already took action, and now you're just wanting to see what happens, what comes of it, you know? Because it's about like what ships are going to come towards you. Like, so if some of you are ended a situation and you're trying to look at the bright side of it, you're maybe curious about what's going to happen next. Like, is a new love going to enter the scene, or are you going to have to be on your own and heal and, you know, try to learn from the ending so that when a new love of ultimately does come in, because it usually does, especially if you're open to it. If you're not open to it, you know, it's just going to bypass you. But I would say don't be desperate, because sometimes when we're desperate, we don't attract the best partners. And I'm telling you from my own experience. You know, actually, I don't think that's, for me, it wasn't true. I take that back. Because I feel like I wasn't in a bad place. But sure as hell, brought out the bad in me, though. The Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody's moving very slowly, but it's a very methodical, strategic movements that they're taking. You know? Or whatever it is that's coming towards you is not coming as quickly as you may want. And this has to do with the divine timing. You know, it's about waiting. There may be a stalemate energy. You know, there's maybe somebody's holding back. And now, like I said, we have the Page of Pentacles. Someone's not giving in. But it's more like they're moving very slowly. I know people say, but the Knight of Pentacles is not someone who's rash. She doesn't do things recklessly, especially in the upright. This is someone who takes stock, who reflects, who takes very measured steps and look at the Temperance card. You know, someone's trying to find equal footing, find a balance, trying to find moderation in their life, trying to find patience with themselves, patience in the situation, trying to heal, reconcile anything that has happened in the past to how it's affecting their present so that they can move forward to happiness, be happy. You know, the Temperance card is Sagittarius energy. And we did mention early in the reading that Sagittarius season will be starting on December 22nd. December 22nd, I believe, because today is the 16th. Wait, is this the 16th yet? Because no, it's still the 15th because it's 11:42 in New York. But the 22nd is on next Saturday. It's actually next Saturday. So next Saturday. Next Saturday may be significant, the 22nd. May be significant to you. We have the Page of Swords. Someone is watching, observing, gathering information, gathering facts, possibly waiting on a message, waiting to send a message. Why am I saying waiting? Somebody wants to come forward with a message. They want to be truthful. They want to be honest, but they could also be watching and waiting to receive a message where honesty is being expressed. What does tell me about the Temperance and the Page of Swords? Someone may be patiently waiting for a message. Temperance and Temperance. We have the Three of Pentacles. This is about collaboration, working together. That card. The King of Cups. Working together, the King of Cups is someone who's emotionally balanced and stable, who's loving, committed. I want to say committed because I see the King of Cups, he's like a seahorse. And seahorses are monogamous creatures. They are very caring. They are like someone who contributes. They give. They don't, like when the female seahorse lays eggs, it's the male seahorse that takes care of them, you know? So this is someone, and you know, I did say children. So some of you may be dealing with someone who is a parent. But if it could be a father or it could be a mother, you know, but it's just the King of Cups is masculine energy, but it could be anybody who's a parent, you know? And then we also have the Ten of Wands. Somebody is wanting to release burdens. You know, they wanted to release the burdens that they're experiencing. They want to be free. They want to release whatever is weighing them down. And the Ten of Wands is Sagittarius energy. Yeah, someone wants to release the burdens so that they can be happy. They want happiness. You know, they want their wishes to come true with the Nine of Cups. You know, it's about releasing. It's about surrendering. But, you know, that takes time. Look at an Ace of Pentacles about investing in something, building something that has the potential for growth, abundance. You know, somebody wants to have a brand new beginning. A brand new beginning. But there may be a level of confusion about how to move forward with the Six of Wands. You know, maybe someone's trying to, you know, they may be confused about what the best course of action is. But I feel like the first thing a person needs to do before they step into something is to heal. If there's a situation where there needs to be surrendering, if there's addiction, there's stress, there's burdens and stuff like that, is the first thing you have to do is choose healing, choose yourself, you know? And when you start to do that, then that's when you can invest in situations where there can be victory and success, you know? And then we have the Four of Wands coming out. Four of Wands is about, we did have the Three of Wands coming up earlier. If I see it, where is it? The Three of Wands. So it's like waiting. You're ready. You took your chance. You took your shot. You're waiting for the results, and this could be the hope that there can be stability, security. There could be celebration. There could be like a reunion or a union, because the Four of Wands usually shows like a couple celebrating success. You know, we did have the Six of Wands coming out too. So success in a connection, and wanting to see an improvement, wanting to see a change, for there to be happiness, wanting for there to be balance, wanting to end the conflict and a cycle and move towards happiness, you know? Well, that reading went longer than I expected. So that's the love portion of the reading. Let's see what else we get. So this could be a new love situation, or it could be a reigniting in love. So take the messages as they resonate. They may not resonate with everybody. I think I'm going to close out this reading and then start a new live, and we're going to go into something else because I want to cleanse this energy. Okay, so if this reading resonates with you at all, please like, share, and subscribe. My name is Tan. I'm your reader, and I'm wishing you a wonderful day, evening, or afternoon ahead. Sending you lots of love and light. Take care. Bye.